Craven Wings full court press. Tennessee victorious over Auburn. Rob, it was not pretty. I think if I was on the basketball beat, I would have been getting with Kamwa, Vescovy, Eurosh. I'd be getting "it's not pretty" in like 3 or 4 different languages and just figuring out a way to say it that way.
I mean, that's a great way to express it, because that's honestly the first line of what I'm trying to write here for post game was I've got to bust out the thesaurus and find some other way to describe a game other than saying it wasn't pretty, but ...
When you look at this game, Tennessee was up 38-30, had about 3 or 4 possessions to extend, and did not do it, and let Auburn kind of climb back and claw back around. Big 4-point play by Vescovy, and that kind of pushed Tennessee late. I know Bruce Pearl clamored for the foul there at the end. What was your kind of take on that? It seemed like Kid kind of jumped into Kamwa, but Kamwa also stepped into the shooter.
Yeah, AP, I had kind of an obstructed view. The people were standing. It's a madhouse at that point in time. I didn't think there was enough there for a foul. I'm sure maybe if I was an Auburn fan, I might feel differently, but I thought there was some movement from Olivier. But my initial take, without seeing the replay from different angles, was that the Auburn player initiated the contact, and I thought did a pretty good job of maintaining verticality. So in a game like this, I would point to a lot of other instances that could have flipped the script instead of that last play.
Yeah, and I mean, if you go back just before that, I thought it was a good no call, because realistically, Auburn should have been called for the foul when Tennessee technically turned it over. I mean, number 4 physically extended his hand and pushed Santiago out of bounds there late in the game to give Auburn that extra possession. What's Rick's take on this? Is back-to-back games where the offense has been not very good.
Yeah, I think his biggest take is, not to look a gift horse in the mouth. He's not, certainly he acknowledges, recognizes that they need to play better on that end of the court. One of the things he said about it after the game, he feels like his guys are turning down too many decent looks, maybe not great looks, but decent looks early in the shot clock, and then they end up, with one of those forced desperation heaves late in the shot clock, which he would like for guys. He specifically mentioned Santiago one time, Tyreek another, where again they weren't maybe just absolute pristine looks, but in hindsight they ended up being the best looks that Tennessee got that possession. He feels like guys are being a little too unselfish, maybe a little skittish, but he was not unhappy with the shots that they got tonight. He felt like they just had an awful time, and gave Auburn a lot of credit for what they did in the paint, because Olivier got 9 points, but he was also 4-16. Adu, Plavsic, nobody was a real factor in there. And in fact, Josiah is the only guy that even gets double digits, 15 points, 14 rebounds, and really showed up and helped to carry the squad.
Tennessee will return to action midweek against Vanderbilt. Of course, that's a great time to head on over to our friends at Craven Wings. Wing Ding Wednesday. We're halfway there to Wing Ding Wednesday. Don't forget all 3 locations at Seymour Chodo and over in Maryville. He's Rob Lewis from Thompson Bowling Arena. I'm Austin Price for the Craven Wings Full Court Press.
When you're craving wings, it's got to be Craven Wings. Online at cravenwings.com.